All right, just finished in upper body, and today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about something that I needed to hear at the start of my, fitness journey, and also something that you're gonna have to remind yourself almost every single day if you're going after something like, the physique or just becoming the best version of you. And that thing is, it's going to be hard, right? It's supposed to be hard, and especially as men, we're just gonna have to do the hard things. We're gonna have to deal with the fact that, it's difficult for us to do this or do that. But in the context of the gym, when I first started, it was a little bit different for me because, my love for the gym kind of sparked pretty quickly. But some of you guys are like full grown adults and you never gone to the gym, and you got this going on, that going on, and you're either going to college or you're working your job. You got a lot going on, right? And you want to get in good shape. You want to, become this version of you that you should be, but you're either in one of two boats. One, you're going to think is going to be, you think is going to be easy, or two, you feel like it's going to be so hard that you just don't want to start, right? And, it's always going to be negatives in both of these cases, but I honestly feel like if you go into it with the intention of thinking that it's going to be easy, you're in for a worse awakening than if you were to just be like, oh, this is too hard, I'm not built for this. Because if you just be straight up with yourself and you're like, oh, I'm just not built for this, I'm not ever going to be disciplined enough, oh, I'm just going to stay this terrible version of myself and I'm okay with that. Like, that's one thing. But if you are going to go into something thinking, okay, I'm going to be the best me that I can be, and I don't care how hard it is, I don't care whatever, blah, blah, blah. If you go into it with that kind of intention, then you're going to actually make the progress. But I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, like I was saying, there's going to be a huge difference between the guys who are just like real with themselves and like, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do this. Because at least at that point, and you like made the decision, and you're not just like putting yourself in this mental loop of like, oh, I'm going to start, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. At least right? And it's one thing to just give up. Like, obviously, I'm not telling you guys to give up, but some people are just so weak that they just want to act like they're going to do something. If you know 100% you're not built for it, just don't even start. Like, at that point, it's like, what's the point? Because you're just going to keep giving up anyway. But if you actually want to achieve this thing and you want to become this version of you that you've always wanted to be, then that's going to be the point to where you're going to have to understand, like I've been saying, that this is going to be very, very difficult. You can't come into this thinking, this is going to be easy, because like I said, you're going to be in for a very, very rude awakening and you're going to quit. And obviously we don't want to do that, but the thing that you guys need to do is that you need to embrace the hardships. You need to embrace the fact that this is going to be difficult, and you're going to have to put yourself in a position to where, even if it's hard, even if you don't feel like it, even if there's a lot of stuff going on in your life and you don't really have time, or you don't really are able to be at 100% every single day, when you understand that most of the time you're going to feel 20%, most of the time you're going to feel like 30%, 50%, there's never going to be a time to where you're consistently feeling 100%. There's never going to be a time to where that's just the fact of the matter. Like, you're not going to feel 100% almost ever, right? I operate in the way that I feel emotionally, the way that I feel internally when I'm going to the gym is more or less the same. Like, I don't even think about it. Like, some days I might be feeling down a bit emotionally, but when it comes to like my motivation to go to the gym, I'll have like almost none. And I just show up because I know it's what I need to do. And you need to get into a position to where you're operating like that as well, where it doesn't matter if you're motivated. It doesn't matter if, you're feeling great, feeling at 20, feeling at 100%. Because at the end of the day, no one cares, right? If you're walking around covering your body up, or if you're walking around completely out of shape, hating the way that you look, you think somebody's going to come up to you and feel bad for you because you weren't motivated? No, nobody is going to care, because it's just an excuse, bro. Like, Nobody's ever going to come up to you if you're feeling insecure or not having any respect for yourself, and they're going to be like, oh, you didn't have any motivation to go to the gym. Poor you. You didn't have any motivation to actually be consistent with your goals, and now you're a loser who hates himself even more than he did in the beginning. Ooh. Like, bro, nobody's going to do that, dog. They're just not going to respect you because you don't even respect yourself. It has to start with you respecting yourself enough to show up regardless of how you feel. Because if you let your emotions dictate you as a man, or you let the way that you feel dictate your actions, your inputs, whatever it is, then you're not going to make it anyway. And that's why I was saying in the beginning, like, if you know you're not built for this, you might as well just throw in the towel now. Because I would rather, and I'll put it in this example, I would rather, if I was a coach for a boxer and I knew that the fighter that I was coaching just simply wasn't built for the opponent that he was facing, and he was trying to act like he was, and like, oh yeah, I can handle this guy, and I knew he was going to get mauled in the ring, I would rather him just be like, okay, you know what, I'm not built for this. You know, at least that way, you know, right? But I'm more or less saying the same thing. But you guys just need to know, like, dude, this is going to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to, you know, be a grueling process. It's supposed to suck, right? And if you're not willing to roll with the punches, if you're not willing to, you know, get slapped in the face over, that's my friend. Yeah, it's my, I would call out to him. Nah, I'll drive down there. Does he see me? Alright, my bad. But anyway, it's supposed to be difficult, man. He's bringing me my necklace. The guy from BJJ just showed up. My guy, is over there. Anyway, but I'm getting sidetracked. But like I said, dog, it's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to be hard. You're supposed to feel terrible. You're supposed to have days to where you don't even want to show up. It's going to be days to where you wish, you're going to ask yourself, why do I do this to myself? You're going to ask yourself, oh, this is like, why did I decide to start doing this, right? But that's why you need that why, because if you know, like, oh, I'm doing this because I want to be the best version of me, I'm doing this because I want to be a version of me that I respect, then it's not going to matter if it's difficult, man. But I'm more or less like repeating myself, so I'm just leave you guys with that. Like, understand that, and once you're able to understand that, then you're gonna be able to operate a bit better. But love you guys. Jesus loves you too, and talk to you guys tomorrow.